Salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. I want to ask you about the term anti-Semitism. Why do you think it's used so much now?
It's because the state of Israel is basically using this name falsely. They're using this name in order to justify all the crimes they're doing to the Palestinian people. In order that every politician around the world, in the United States and England, all around the world and Germany, who dares to say a word, they pick the word anti-Semitism and they use it to justify the crimes and to shut the people's mouth down. But we are here to say no. The coming out to support Palestine had nothing to do with anti-Semitism whatsoever.
You had a message to the Palestinians. What would you say to them?
We cry together with the Palestinian people. We feel for the suffering, and we are embarrassed that this is being done in our name. Hopefully, it will come the time that Palestine will be free. We wish together with you for a total free Palestine.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Kojay here. Palestina Libre. You know what it is. You know what I do. You know what I say. And if not, welcome to the show. Anyone joining us live, I welcome you ahead of time. And you watching this replay, thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope you enjoy this live discussion that I need to do more of these. It's just life gets busy, but I need to find ways to keep my energy and spirits up because it's really hard with everything going on in my life, in the world, and things feel like they're spinning out of control, and I can't stop people from justifying murdering innocent civilians, which is what it comes down to, and I can't stand it, especially killing children. I have a red line, and it's being crossed, and it's being justified, and I'm being called a bad guy. We're saying it's wrong to kill children. It's wrong to kill people. So, but I'm very blessed to be doing this live last minute. And I really want to thank my guest. And you've seen him before. You've heard him before in Sniper Fighters. My man, my brother, Seiji, Hitomi, Haruko.
What's up, everybody? What's going on, everybody? Hope everyone's having a great day, a great week. I know it's been a long one. We've got a lot to discuss. So, Kojay, take it away, buddy.
Well, before we get into it, I want to thank you, man, because you hit me up and that got me inspired. It's like, all right, I'm definitely going to do this today because sometimes I put stuff off because it's very stressful and tiring, but so much is going on. We have so much to unpack, and I'm blessed. You hit me up. It's like, yo, we got to go live now. You down? I was like, hell yeah. Yeah. It's having a shield brother is very, very beneficial for your courage, spirits, and energy. So I want to ask you, what was the one that triggered you to hit me up so we could go live again and talk about this?
The same as it always is. It's just the silence and the inaction, and then I turn on the television and I see everyone standing up and clapping for a war criminal. Like, what kind of bizarre world are we living in? This is not even a man. This is a monster. And you're all giving him, not only you're giving him a standing ovation, you're shaking hands with him. You're like inviting him to dinners, like rolling out the red carpet for this war criminal. Like, this is a genocidal maniac, and we're treating him like he's royalty. I don't even know where to begin with that. Like, that was one of the most disgusting sights I've ever seen. And that's saying a lot because there's been a lot of disgusting sights in the last 300 days. And that's 300 days. 300 days since October 5th. 300 days. 300 days of mosques, schools, refugee camps, hospitals being eviscerated, children, women, entire families just being wiped off the face of the planet, entire bloodlines being wiped off the face of the planet in the name of, oh, well, we're defending ourselves. This is what we're doing. How has this been going on for even a minute, let alone 300 days? It's 300 days too long. And the more that it happens, the more it continues to happen, the more that we're silent about it, the more we, at this point, enable it. It's not going to get any better for us. And I mean that like as in us, like this, it is going to blow up into something that you guys don't want. I mean, I know a lot of you guys want to wipe your hands off with this and, just brush it off to the side. Oh, yeah, it's their problems. This is a world issue. This is an issue for the entire world. We are watching people. I think how many has it been? 8% of the Palestinian population. I think this number I saw, 8% or around that, has been wiped completely out. Completely out. 8%. I don't even know if that's. It's probably closer to 10%, if you're, in my opinion. But
because it was around like 2.2 million people in Gaza.
Yes.
So 8% is a lot.
8%.
And families that are gone, like their lineage is done.
Just gone. Entire bloodlines wiped out. Entire bloodlines wiped out. Because we have a criminal, a war criminal running a criminal state or whatever. Whatever they want to call themselves. Yeah, right in the back over there. Whatever they want to call themselves, whatever they want to say, they justify it. And a lot of people are just, okay, well, you can do that. But if this was, imagine this was your family, if these were your children, your wife, people you cared about, and you just saw them at the mercy of an absolute psychopath, a bunch of psychopaths, and all the people, all the other countries, all the world leaders that are enabling them. And every second that man is free, I mean, I struggle to call him man. He is literally just a fucking animal. Just every second he's free is every second that another Palestinian life, just like that. Every second that man is free is a second that the very soul of not even just Palestine, but us as a people is being ripped from us, and we're allowing it to happen. For what? Because whatever religious or economic or social justification you want to give it, nothing justifies what has been going on for the past 300 days and even longer, actually. Nothing justifies that.
Like 300 days and 75 years.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's crazy when I'm on the freeway, right? And there's a lot of traffic. I think man, I look around and I'm like, there's a lot of people busy in life, and we gotta go to work, and we have our own schedules, our own things to do. And it boggles me how this isn't concerning to everyone. And because not only we're like, as Americans, we're involved because we're paying for this.
Yes.
All the money that we have to pay in our taxes. And I'm in California, so we're taxed ridiculously, like some other states here. And all that money does not go back to us. It goes to killing people, essentially.
Yes.
Everything goes to that. And to have that war criminal go to Congress, where not a lot of representatives showed up, though, but they still had to fill up the seats. That whole thing was disgusting to the point where I'm still bothered by that. And that was like, what, 2 weeks ago? Or a weekend ago? Not this weekend.
I think it was a week ago.
Dang.
I think it was last week, yeah.
Because the ruling of the international ruling was, or opinion, was the 19th. And then he addressed Congress on the 24th.
Right.
That Tuesday. So, yeah, it's been a little over a week.
Yes.
And I'm still disgusted. And the things he said was ridiculous, because not only do the people that we know and billions of people worldwide know were lies, the fact that he said them after the fact that all the evidence and truth of everything he referred to is already out. It's like you're lying after the fact of being caught. And I feel like it's a ploy
Mhm.
It's a propaganda move to just kind of say his piece
Yep.
around an audience that would just cheer at every single moment. They clapped
Yep.
at like 58 lies or something like that.
Yep.
And because I'm looking at this, I was like, okay, so there's an international ruling. There's looking to get arrest warrants on him and his cronies. So instead of holding his ground in court, in an international court, he goes to his biggest um sheep slave, America,
Yep.
and makes his crazy statements there in like some kind of weird second home court advantage, just for people to clap and get on video of your greatness, just saying whatever. It's like making a sitcom and you have the pre-recorded laugh tracks after every single thing you do or say, and it just seems like a really big ass bitch ass move to do. Instead of facing the court, holding your ground, go somewhere where you're worshipped, even when you're caught red-handed millions and millions of times over,
You're right.
just to flex.
It's an echo chamber.
Mm.
That's what it is. It's an echo chamber, and the fact that he was even allowed to sit up there and spout as much bullshit as he did. And I read something that said that I think like a good portion of his actual speech was just them standing up and giving him ovations. Like, what are we doing?
Ugh.
What are we doing? Are we just did we just blank out everything that's happened? And then I also have an issue with Israel being allowed to even compete in the Olympics, because from what I remember, there are other countries that have their own crimes that have not been allowed to compete in the Olympics. So is this just not a crime now? Are we just is this it's like a kind of it's like a global gaslighting kind of. It's just like you see all these things happening, but actually no, it's not happening. But it's like, well, it is happening because we're seeing it happen with our own eyes. And you guys are just acting like it's not happening because, oh, well, if you call it out, you're anti-Semitic. It has nothing to do with that. Like
we're actually trying to protect all Semitic people.
Yes, it actually has like nothing.
I think it's anti-Semitic to assume anti-Semitic refers only to one demographic of what Semitic covers.
Right.
Well, what about the Arab people you all hate?
Exactly.
Like a majority of Islamophobia is like anti-Semitic.
Exactly.
I mean, in Islam, there's so many people. There's no color, but there's I want to say like 1/3 of us are Arabic.
Yes.
So it's just.
And I think it's just a way. Once again, it's just a buzzword to kind of allow people to, again, wash their hands with this and, feel a little better about themselves for, just turning a blind eye to what's going on. Oh, those are all anti-Semitic conspiracy theories, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like every week something new comes out to where a lie that Israel told months ago will be now confirmed. And it'll just be swept under the rug, though. Like, okay, you guys perpetrated this lie for months on end, and now you're just sweeping it under the rug. And especially when it gets, obviously we knew it was a lie. You can tell it was a lie. But
ooh, even people who believed the lie of the 40 beheaded babies could go back and look at what he said. It turned into he said it was burnt babies and beheaded men.
Right.
He changed the lie to a new one.
They changed the lie. They changed the
on
numbers.
Live television. Like, even on their own standards, if all you did was listen to Western news media, you would see those stories don't even align.
Yeah, I mean,
I was like,
I think it's so funny that these the Americans, and especially the liberal side, has because I'm a liberal, I'm not a Democrat, but I am a liberal, which means a lot of my ideologies go to the left. Am I
No, it's
dreaming?
fair. You're American. You're
Stuff?
free to
Yeah.
choose
This
what
is
you
your
believe is the right way to help America.
Yeah, but I'm
You.
seeing now with all the presidential news and the Kamala Harris news is a lot of people are now like, it's like they don't care about Palestine anymore. They don't care about the Palestinians. They're making excuses for Kamala's inaction and, quite frankly, a lot of her hypocrisy on this subject, because you'll see that someone will say, oh, Kamala, she called for a ceasefire. But then at the same time, she's condemning the protesters because they burned a flag. Oh, my goodness, the horror. They burned an American flag. There are fucking children dying. There are families being massacred, and you're worried about burning a fucking flag. Are you serious? And the other thing she says, like, oh, Israel having a right to defend itself, and all the other pro-Israel rhetoric that she spouted. But because she's Democrat, you guys have to find a reason to vote for her and find a way to absolve yourself of the fact that you're also voting for a war criminal. And a lot of them don't want to admit that. You're voting for a war criminal. Just because it's on the blue side and not the red side doesn't make it any less of a war criminal. Because what liberals want to do at this point is they want to say all these things. Oh, free Palestine. Oh, free Gaza. Oh, a ceasefire now. They want to say all these things, but they want their actions to do otherwise. So they want to be able to vote for somebody because they're on a certain political party. But then when you bring up the fact that that person, that political party, you're voting for a person that has also enabled this genocide, enabled these horrific acts, enabled this war criminal, enabled all of the things that Joe Biden has done, enabled all of it, done nothing to stop it, did nothing to course correct from what Joe Biden did, all of his actions in support of Israel. You want to be able to vote for that person, but you also don't want to be able to face the fact that you voting for that person is a vote for genocide, is a vote for war criminals, is a vote for the continued oppression of the people in Palestine. She's just as bad, okay? Whatever stance you think Trump has on it, hers is just as bad. There is no lesser of two evils. You don't get to absolve yourself and make yourself feel better for voting for the lesser of two evils. Evil is evil. It doesn't matter because she's on the blue side, so therefore she's less evil than the red side. Evil is evil, okay? The people in Palestine don't give a damn about what the lesser evil is. They're being slaughtered either way. So when you vote for someone like Kamala Harris, or you vote for any other candidate that supports Israel, you are voting in favor of the continued oppression of Palestinian people. You're voting in favor of genocide. It doesn't matter how you try to code it and paint it. She can say ceasefire. It doesn't match her actions. That's the bare minimum to call for a ceasefire at this point. That is the bare minimum after everything that's happened. That's the bare minimum. And you want to put her on a silver platter for it and applaud her for it. Where's the action? What is she actually doing? No one can tell me anything. Because all they want to do is be able to vote for their binary politics. Their left and right, their Democrat and Republican politics. All Americans care about is that. If you can vote third party, go ahead and do it. Because according to America, your vote matters. So you should be able to vote for anyone and feel good about it. So what if the third party candidate doesn't win the election? You voted for somebody. You used your voice. You took an action in support of stopping what's going on in Palestine, and you can feel good about that. But you don't want to do that. You want to vote red, blue. That's all you care about is your binary politics. There's only two parties, and these are only two you can vote for, and these are only two votes that matter. There are third-party candidates who don't support Israel, don't support what's going on, who don't support genocidal Benji, who don't support
this corrupted system.
Exactly.
They want to change the system.
They're out there, and you're not looking for them. You're just concerned about red and blue. You're concerned about what's going on. They are all on the same side. Republicans, Democrats, they work together. You saw them standing up and clapping for a war criminal. Together. But you want to tell me that one side is less evil than the other because it helps you feel better about voting for that side.
That's just admitting both sides are evil.
Yes, how can you admit both sides are evil and you admit that you're voting for evil? That doesn't even sound right. Both sides are evil. there's a lesser evil, so you're admitting that one side is evil, but you're still willing to vote for that evil side, which makes you an evil person.
Mm-hmm.
That means you support evil. Oh,
right?
Oh my
so
goodness.
Crazy. Oh, and
whoa.
then another stigma, voting third party is throwing your vote away. That's that phrase, the ideology. Who does that help? That helps the red.
Exactly.
That helps the blue.
Exactly.
And
It's
who
something
pays
started by
for
them.
each color, red and blue? Who's their boss? Who owns like who runs the companies and has invested stock in MSNBC, CNN, Fox News, all these new news outlets that host the that host and hold the election debates. And it's only red and blue you see. You never see third party, and they're not invited because they're not on the payroll.
Yep.
So the way they see it, oh yeah, this person is this person is this. Either one is a win-win for the people who really run this country. It's like they don't run this country; they own the people who do, and they do their bidding. Because thank God for that APAC tracker, for however long that's going to stay up.
Yes.
I've heard I've been reading up. I read up on a lot of stuff, but I did hear Project 2025. There's a bunch of crazy stuff where a lot of stuff will be reset. Free speech will be gone. Attacking, burning the flag, which is a First Amendment right.
Right.
The American flag shows freedom, and by burning it, you're actually exercising your American right to have free speech. So what she's actually doing is attacking free speech. And what's even more hilariously ironic in a painful way with all this BS we're dealing with is that it was two Caucasian brothers who were trying to burn the flag at the protest, and it was a Palestinian American homie with a keffiyeh trying to stop them. People, come on. It's like the good guys are showing what's going on with their actions, but that what's televised is a false narrative. And you know what? The older I get, the more I see, the more I learn, the more I understand. Gil Scott-Heron, one of the founding fathers of hip hop and rapping, he has that popular song, "The revolution will not be televised." I get annoyed when people are like, "Hey, the revolution is televised." I apologize, Ricky Starks. You have to take that out of your intro. I love you, bro, but I hate that part of your intro. But the revolution will not be televised because, as Albert Einstein said, rich people will eventually own all the medias and control all the narratives to the point where public opinion won't be accurate based off of that. And it never will, because we're seeing it. We're seeing the proof of what's really going on from witnesses, victims, journalists, and even the freaking iOS soldiers outing themselves when they're proud, like, hey, I hold baby's head here, and I cut off their heads, and I killed like 17 babies, and I have to wash the blood off of my thing. An iOS soldier going on record saying that, and everyone's like, no big deal, we love them, God's children, chosen people, whatever. I'm like, what? And yeah. So red and blue, still working for those guys.
They all serve the same master. Exactly.
Like I say, still Pokemon. You're gonna get Sun and Moon. You're still in that Pokemon. Maybe it's time we should vote Yu-Gi-Oh or something. I don't know.
Exactly. If the Americans believe their vote matters, then they should just vote third party.
Yeah,
it's not going to hurt anybody.
I'm voting Jill Stein. She's won my vote already.
Absolutely, and I think
I was going to go Cornel West, but I think both of them should really team up. They'd be a really good team, But yeah, what were you saying? Sorry, I was cutting you off.
It's good to have a candidate that is actually addressing what's going on and addressing it for what it is, and instead of trying to, paint it with a kind of, Israel. I will always support Israel's right to defend itself. There's no defending itself going on here. I don't understand where that's even coming from.
They just do a bunch of offensive actions.
Yes, exactly. There's no defending itself coming on here, but sure. And then Trump saying, Israel should finish the job. Like, it's good to have a candidate that is actually, not only addressing what is going on, but would actually do something about it. Would actually take action and condemn Israel. I know what a strange concept, condemning Israel. Oh, whoa. Condemn Israel for its actions and hold Israel and genocidal Benny accountable.
Yeah. And their cohorts. Which is why I think they go harder, because I forget the name of the politician, but he was like, hey, if they get Israel, we're next. So they know they are guilty.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they'll never say the truth, but how they beat around the bush and show double standards and say stuff opposite of facts and evidence that have been coming out in the last 300 days, it just exposes them. Mm-hmm. I mean, history books, if we make it that far, it's going to look ugly on us.
Yeah.
But not us. We've been vocal. We're on the side of good, yo.
Good. It's a good thing we live in such a modern world where, we're able to access information as it comes, and we're able to see these things,
For now, I got a bad feeling if, like, okay, now that I've seen this ugly reality of Isn'tReal, is that maybe building a wall in America isn't really to keep people out, it's to keep people in. Turn America into future Gaza, because they experimented on Gaza, making cop cities like Israel does, making little Gaza cities to attack the people and beat them up. And then, our police force are trained by Israeli forces and all this. It's like everything's like out in the open, and it's pretty okay. The thing I'm like, what is so hard? I know it's difficult to see that, whatever the country we live in, that I'm so proud of still, because I believe in good, and I believe in the American people, and we're in a country where we have the power to voice it at the moment of what is right, what is wrong, and then we can stand our ground. We just face prejudice from our own government when we do that, and violent oppression too. And my thing is, how difficult is it to do what I did, to do what you did, to do what many of my viewers and subscribers and followers and yours have done, which is to look at what's happening, read up on the full story. It doesn't take that long to see what's really going on. Mm-hmm. So my question, what I'm wondering is, like, how hard is it to do that? What's holding you back? Is it because you're happy with the idea that one demographic of people that the government says are good people and are not makes you comfortable to the fact where it's so difficult to go, oh crap, the people that you told us are bad are actually the innocent people, and it's the opposite side. Like your reality is challenged and turned backwards.
Right.
Is it that hard to go through that, to see that innocent people are suffering and that is wrong? Or is it better to stay in that perception, a false perception here? That's not even a hot take. That people doing the oppressing are good, and then they're in power. So then maybe it's easy to side with people in power, because then you don't have to do anything. Just sit back and watch your football and, have a hot dog and, forget about everything in the world and just be chill.
I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that, as much as it pains me to admit it, a lot of people put their stock and their faith in their leaders. They put their stock and their faith in the government. They put their stock and their faith in the media, which is government controlled anyway. It's all the media is funneled through the government anyway. I think like 2 companies own all of the news channels or some crazy thing like that.
Yeah.
But, I think people put too much stock into that, and they would rather, be sit and told what to think than to actually think and to actually do, go out and do their own research, to actually have some form of critical, nuance to their own and form their own thoughts and opinions. And for a lot of people, making that leap is just, for whatever reason, it's just so hard, because, well, now, they're basically uprooting their entire belief system. Now they would have to, rethink everything if they have to rethink one thing, because it's like a spider web, it's like it's like a rabbit hole. You know, you if you question one thing, you have to question everything. And a lot of people aren't even at the first step of questioning one thing. A lot of people, whatever the official story is, whatever they read on CNN or Fox News or whatever press release the White House released, then that's their official version of events to them. And for, you know, to ask a lot of these people to challenge it is like, it's like pulling teeth, unfortunately. And I just think it's indicative of where we are as a people, that we live in a modern age where information is so readily accessible to us, and we still choose to only live in our own little echo chambers. And, you know, we still choose to worship, you know, old media and these old leaders that we want them to tell us what to do with our body. We want them to tell us what to do with our families. We want them to tell us how to live. A lot of people are so dependent on that now. If they were to just do a simple search and figure out, you know, how much is actually wrong with everything they've been told, then to them, that's the end of their life. That's taken. And, you know, before the alt-right co-opted this, it's taken the red pill, like from the Matrix. The actual, it's taken the red pill. And once you take that red pill, then you have to wake up, right? You know, then you have to do the hard work. You have to get your noggin jogging, so to speak. And
yeah.
God, I wish things were different. You know, I wish people were stronger. I don't think it's too.
Wish people were more like Yemen.
Yeah, I don't think
honestly.
it's. I don't think it's too late. I don't think it's too late.
It's never too late.
I just think right now we're on the wrong path. But I think there is going to be eventually there is going to have to be a mass awakening. There's going to have to be, you know, a new movement, you know, so to speak. And I don't know when it's going to come. I hope it's sooner rather than later, but bad things are happening. And a lot of those bad things are happening because people don't think they're happening. People don't want to believe they're happening.
You know, I knew this one coworker a while ago. And it was sometime last year, late last year, where they were telling me like, oh yeah, I had a day off. I was just watching Fox News all day, and I heard that they got a leader of Hamas. And it was that time, I think it was around, no, it had to be early October, actually. No, mid to late October. Yeah, I'm just remembering what I was doing there. So this person said it was that time where they shot bombs at a refugee camp where there was a former Hamas leader, apparently. It seemed like they just took a name out of the bucket. But this person said that they were watching Fox News all day, and then when they were telling me that they got him, this person that they didn't know anything about until they mentioned the guy's name, and they were cheering him on. And it was like, you realize that 20-some civilians were killed from the blast radius right there. How is that a good thing from a country that has precision weapons that we give them? And you're cheering that they killed someone who is no longer a leader of Hamas? And that's supposedly a good thing that costed the lives of innocent men, women, and children around them? What about those people's lives? Right. Don't you think that's a bit excessive for someone who's not even actively a member? And they're like, literally, the lives of men, women, and children, innocent. Take that. If there was a former like terrorist, like at Disneyland, and then you know on Star Tours, and then you just bomb the whole ride of Star Tours with everyone on it, and like, yeah, we got him. Would you feel the same? Like as an American, is that good? But they were so convicted of a victory, they were cheering it. They were cheering it. And that was just so weird. It's like, are we supposed to have empathy for people based only on their faith or their skin color or their national representation? I don't understand it, but I think about that a lot because I feel like those are the people we're dealing with. And some people have come to me to talk to me because at this point, not a lot of people come to me and talk to me because, they know exactly where I stand. And as this goes on, I see people distance themselves even more because one or two things, I feel that they know they're not going to get anywhere far because they're so guilty as heck and they can't defend these actions, or that they have so much prejudice they just think I'm bad news. But the ones that do come up to me and talk to me about certain things, every time it's the same story. I'm like, actually, this happened in this, and then I go on, I do a search, do whatever, and go, okay, this is actually what happened. And I said, and then there's usually this response, huh, or this. And then I asked them, well, what is the justification of having one of the attacks on Al Shifa Hospital, for example? They had a precision sniper take out nurses. I'm doing this because, sniping is not accidental, it's not like Rambo going, it's all over. You have time to do precision shooting and your target, and you have the best scope and all this stuff, and you're taking out nurses. How is that combating terrorism? And then no one has an answer. And then when they do try and give an answer, it's just a slogan like, well, Israel has the right to defend itself. Oh, well, it's all Hamas's fault. Oh, well, it's these people with poor leadership. They brought this on themselves. And it's always some dumb slogan thrown at that, and it never answers my question. Because I really believe that people, even though they're on the wrong side with this crisis happening, this isn't a political topic. This is a nightmare. This is a crisis. There's a wildfire going crazy that was man-made and man-fed. None of them could justify any of these things going on. So why the hell are they behind it? Like, I'm to the point where I see all the slaughter of human life, and I'm like, well, are you seeing this? You, as in the people who are pro that apartheid government, are you guys happy? Are you celebrating? How come you're not celebrating at a little girl's jaw being blown off and hanging off the face of her, half of her skull just hanging right here, and she's still alive? How come you're not cheering along with the rest of the IOF and the Israelis who are for this government? Not all Israelis. I've been seeing Israelis are actually the Israeli protests to free Palestine and save Gaza. God bless those Israelis, because I don't believe in collective punishment. I see what everyone else is doing. There are pro-Palestine Israelis in Israel fighting for us too. And my question is, how come I don't see any of y'all celebrating for all the slaughter just as much as the IOF soldiers? Some are, though, but the ones that talk to me that believe that what Isn'tReal is doing is right, none of them can answer those questions. None of them can step up to the plate. I wonder deep down they know exactly what's going on. So what's, just like Integrity, the homie here says, what's up, Integrity? Says like there's a cognitive dissonance.
They've been told to back everything Israel is doing. That's the problem. They've been told to not question it. And this is,
I think I was too at one point, because I never batted an eye for a while.
This is something that's been brewing, at least in America, ever since. I mean, you could go back to 9/11. We've been fed these terms like Islamic terror, and we've been fed that Islam is such a it's such a horrible religion, and all they do is they kill and they murder and they bomb and blah blah blah. So when someone sees,
and do you see where those narratives come to America from? It's coming from people like Netanyahu.
Yes, exactly.
See all the interviews and stuff from back in the day. It's like, whoa, this has been here.
Exactly. Like it's deep rooted and stuff like that, especially for Americans. They've been conditioned ever since. I mean, it was before 9/11 too, but 9/11 was what really propped it up.
The CIA was founded, I think 6 months before Isn'tReal was founded.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the CIA.
And
CIA.
that would make sense of how all
Ooh.
those weapons popped up in their hands when they're killing people in the first Nakba. But
Yeah.
also, you know, all the Zionist meetings to establish Palestine have been dated to the early 1900s too. Also,
Yeah. Yeah. And when you condition a population to be so much against a group of people, of course they're gonna cheer when they unfortunately they're gonna cheer when they read on the news that former Hamas leader, this horrible terrorist organization, they got him. They got the guy. But they also killed a bunch of people that had nothing to do with it. They killed a bunch of innocent people that had families, that had people, to go home to, that had people that loved them, that had entire lives. I mean, we're talking about lives here. Like, I mean, these are people that had hobbies, interests, things they loved, favorite foods, favorite things to do. I mean, they're just like us. So
you see all the shirts of the children?
Why. Yeah.
They got shirts of Messi. They got shirts of Batman.
Yes.
They got Spider-Man. They got Iron Man. They got Hello Kitty. Some of the kids, I mean, they found pieces of their collection of their BTS stickers. It's like, come on,
they're
man.
just
These
like
are
us.
innocent people.
But they've been conditioned to believe the Islamic world is some kind of barbaric, barbaric area where everything bad that happens to them is something to be cheered for. And it's like, that's not the case. That's not what's going on here. And I don't know. Americans are, I don't know. It's they're, yeah. It's messed up. It's messed up. A lot of them can't help it. A lot. It's the conditioning is just so deep rooted, and we have to keep spreading the word. We have to keep getting the message out there in any way we can. We have to keep fighting. We have to be the voice of the people that are voiceless. We have to be waving that flag. We have to be standing up for Palestine, for Palestinians. We have to be, spreading the message. We have to make it clear exactly what this is. And I know a lot of people don't want to see it. A lot of people don't want to see, the bombings, the beheadings. People, they don't want to see stuff like that. The assassinations, the murder. They don't want to see the dead babies. I don't want to
see that either. But how's it going to stop?
Exactly. Like nobody wants to see that, but it's happening because of your silence, of your inaction. That's why it's happening. It's happening because of that. It's happening because no one is standing up for these people. It's happening because there are so many enablers, and the people you worship are enablers of this. The governments that you love so much, that you're so patriotic for, are perfectly content with families being eviscerated off the face of the planet for no good reason. Nobody wants to see this stuff, but it's what's happening. It's what's happening. And a lot of people, I keep going back to this, but it just seems like a lot of people want to wash their hands of it. They want to cover their eyes, see no evil, so the evil doesn't exist, but it's there. Just because, you crying on a tweet saying, oh, I don't want people to retweet that stuff. I don't want people to, not all of us want to see that stuff. Nobody wants to see that stuff. You think anybody wants to see that? Besides Israel, of course. But you think anybody wants to see that? Nobody does, but it's what's happening. And the only way we have to get it out there. We have to spread awareness. We have to make sure the world knows. We have to put this on the world stage so these people, inshallah, can be held accountable for what they're doing and what they have been doing and for what's going on. And it's when you've seen so many videos of it, you've seen so much misinformation, you've seen the words being twisted, you're being gaslighted. it just, for me, it just makes me angry. And when it makes me angry, I don't care anymore about being censored. I don't care anymore about, my accounts being taken down, or my comments being deleted, or my comments being removed. I don't care about, like Integrity said, the labels canceled. I don't care about that anymore, because it's so much bigger than all of that. So much bigger than me. It's so much bigger than all of us. And
Whoa. I just got double deja vu.
A lot of people do want to bury their head in the sand. For people, that's an easy way out, and it's cowardly to me. It's cowardly. It's very cowardly. Just put yourself in those shoes. Put yourself in the shoes of those families, of the Palestinians. If that was happening in America, if that was happening where you live, in your neighborhoods, where you live comfortable and eat comfortably, and you have 3 meals a day, and your family's all together, and you have access to the internet, you have access to all these things, you're able to do all these things, you're able to live your life normally as it is. Imagine if one day all of that was just taken away from you, and then you had people going up on podiums and justifying it, and then being applauded as they justified it. And you had the entire world turning a blind eye to it and putting their head in the sand and saying, we don't want to see it. Be quiet about it. And you were getting censored, and you were getting labeled, and you were losing friendships for speaking out against this injustice. And you were getting dragged through the mud for speaking out against this injustices. How would you feel about that?
Feel like the world wanted me dead and gone and erased. At one of the recent protests, or the last protest I was at, I forgot if I mentioned this to you or said it earlier before, but they had a volunteer doctor who was I forgot the hospital he was at, but he got out of Gaza like a week or two before that protest, and he was saying that the people in Gaza know exactly who is killing them, and they know exactly who is supporting them, because all the American logos and writing and what have you is on all the missiles and the shrapnel and the debris and the pieces of weapons that are found around them and in them. They know who's killing them, and they all have working phones, working on batteries to charge, because Israel is also using phones to find out where people are to kill them. But that is also their lifeline to communicate to us. And he said that all of them have hope from the protests in America specifically. That's what gives them hope to go on. So the layers of understanding of other people, from people who are targeted to be slaughtered and killed, they know that one country is killing them, helping them, and another country is helping them be killed. But they also know that the people in that country is also fighting for them. I get teary-eyed when I go to protests, and I find out all this stuff. And to see that these innocent people are being demonized and dehumanized just so it's okay to kill, it's beyond me. I feel like, where's everybody else with their morality? What are people afraid of? I don't get it. But I have to step it up even, because it's just getting worse and worse.
I think at this
Did
rate,
you
it's
see
gonna
that
it's gonna
the
get
Iron
much
Dome
worse.
is being weakened?
Oh,
Let me see if I can find someone share clip. But by the way, Integrity, if you feel like, would you be okay if Integrity joins us by any chance?
yeah. If somebody wants to join, go ahead.
Yeah, if you want to join and talk, Integrity, you're welcome. Just throwing that out there, homie. But this whole situation shows why free speech is so important and why cancel culture
Yes.
is so bad. Yes.
Yes.
The failure to listen. Also, the fact that we've been taught at some point or advertised to the point where we shouldn't talk about heavy topics like religion and politics, I think is a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the only thing that helps people who use politics to hurt people. That's the only thing that helps people who use religion to hurt people.
Mm.
Because if you don't talk about it, you don't find common ground.
Exactly.
And you don't really have in-depth discussions and revelations of what is right and what is wrong. You just avoid the topic, and then people who weaponize those topics to hurt people get free reign. Oh. I want to say God bless you, brother, for being so spot on with your passion and awareness and knowledge and your heart and your love for humanity.
Yeah, I've been in these trenches for a long time, and
Yeah.
I just, I think it's time for everyone to, come together. All these things exist to create division among people. All this red, blue, left, right, all these paradigms and all these labels, all anti-Semitism, blah blah blah. It's all to put people in their own bubbles, separate from each other. And the bubbles got to pop, and we all got to come together, because there is evil out there, and it's objective evil. It's not even up for debate. But we're being gaslight to believe that there is a gray area to all this, and there really isn't. It's not very complicated.
No.
There's a genocide going on. People are being murdered. A population is facing extinction. We have to do something about it. We all have to do something about it. Yeah.
Spreading awareness and talking about it is the best thing I could do. I mean, I'll go to all the protests I can. I have been trying.
Yeah.
I've been gone to so many, and there's even a negative stigma about the protests. It's just shut us down. Also, Memorial Day weekend, we had that was the smallest protest I was out, but some of us are so angry to go out into the 101 freeway and to stop it, to halt freeway, and then say Free Palestine, and then that got on the news, and then I saw it posted on YouTube, and then I saw the comments. Everyone's like, "Oh, look, it's such a small get together. There's only like 24 of them." Blah, blah. Just trashing the whole protest as a whole. And I was saying that's so petty. And I'm like, and then I made some comments. I was like, actually, this is what's happening. And then people were slamming me. And then when I go back to check the comments to reply, all my ones were deleted. And then at the protests I go to, where there's thousands of us in the streets peacefully protesting, I even recorded one live. I put it on my channel. No reports. It's just off grid. So they purposely showed
funny?
bad.
Right? Isn't that funny?
A wise man once said, oftentimes the only difference between a friend and an enemy is the willingness to find common ground. Very, very true.
Yeah. It's important because all these, again, like I said, all these labels and all of these categories that they put us in, it's all to cause division. None of it is positive. There's nothing positive about it. And when there's such a present threat and a present evil out there, I don't think we need to be, so concerned about all of these labels. Oh, if I speak out, I'm going to be called anti-Semitic. If I speak out, this or that is going to happen. And, this, I don't think so. I think if you truly are, if you truly believe in good, if you truly believe in what's right, you're going to be able to use your voice to spread awareness. And
Yeah,
I'm one of
trying.
those. I'm one of those people where if there's a threat of me being silenced, it's just gonna make me louder. I'm stubborn. I'm a stubborn son of a bitch. Everyone knows that. I've always been vocal.
I like that about you, bro.
Like I've been vocal since since I knew how to speak. I've been a really vocal person. I've been so outspoken. And, sometimes I've been off the mark. Sometimes I've been wrong about things.
I mean,
but I believe in everything. I believe in everything that I've said. I believe in everything I say. I believe my intentions are always good. I always want what's best for people. I will stick up for anybody. I will be that voice of the voiceless. I will fight for anyone's right to do anything. I don't want the government to tell people how to live. I don't want the government to tell people what to do with their bodies. I don't want, I don't want anyone to feel that they are any less human just because, where they're gay, they're trans, they're bisexual, they're LGBT. Oh, they have this disability. Oh, they have this problem. I'm always gonna stick up for people, the disenfranchised, no matter what it is. And I believe everybody has their own path. Everyone has their own path to God. I believe in God. I believe in the great creator. And I believe that everyone, it's not my, how do I say this? Because I
feel like it's not my place to dictate other people's freedoms.
Exactly. It's not my place to dictate how people live their lives. It's not my place.
As long as it doesn't impose on other people's freedoms.
Exactly.
It's
fine.
Exactly.
Exactly. And I don't believe that some of those things inherently, like being gay or being trans, I don't believe they inherently impose on anyone's freedom. So I'm going to be
atheist or agnostic, believing
exactly.
God.
Exactly. I don't believe any of that inherently imposes on people's freedoms. So I'm going to speak for those people. I'm going to advocate for those people. I'm going to be what they call an ally, even though that term makes me kind of icky. But I will be an ally.
Well, yeah, it is kind of icky with like how our government is an ally with war criminals.
Yes. And I don't know. I've never been like, even in school, I used to, when I would see, someone getting bullied, I would always feel so bad for that person. I would befriend the weird kids and, the kids that no one else liked and the kids that no one else wanted to be around. I listened to everybody, I tried to understand everybody. And I observed everything. And, I was real quiet. But when it was time to, fight for what I believed in, I just go off like a rocket. And oh man, I
like that quality about you, though.
Yeah.
If more of us were like that, maybe we'd be in a more honest place.
It's gotten me in a lot of trouble. My mouth has gotten me in a lot of trouble. I've lost a lot of friends. I've hung myself out there a few times. And like I said, I've been wrong about a lot of things.
We're not perfect, we'll find our ways.
Yeah, true. True.
I care more about the intent because, there could be bad situations and all that. But if there's an intent to really find out, if there's a sincerity to find understanding, then there could always be a way to resolve things or find what is right.
Yes.
However long it takes.
Exactly. Yes. And you know, I feel comfortable in my own skin knowing that I actually believe what I'm saying. It's not prompted by my allegiance to Democrat, Republican, left, right, my religion, all this stuff. It's not prompted by that. It's prompted by what I actually believe in. And it's prompted by my own experiences, what I've observed over the years, you know, all the things I've seen, all the things I've been through. And it's authentically me. And it's not because a government leader told me to. It's not because a party leader told me to. It's not because a news station told me to. You know, it's not because a talking head told me to. It's because I believe it. And I believe in all the things. I believe everyone should have the right to have basic human rights. They should have the right to, you know, basic human decency. They should have the right to be treated equally regardless of their sexual orientation, their race, their religion. And the fact that saying that now is even unpopular is just, well, I feel like I'm back where I started. I feel like I'm back where I started when I first got into this game. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I still have hope that things can get better. I have hope that people can get better. I have hope for the human race because we're all God's children. And I think we're all going to find our way, you know, inshallah, we're all going to find our way eventually back to that. Hopefully. I believe it.
Well, we also have similar faith, man, because being there for humanity is like our goal, you know? Like every human being, we are, as a human being, we're like one whole pack, you know? We're not against each other. We shouldn't be. But
but a lot of people benefit off of humans going against each other.
Yeah.
A lot of people benefit off of that. They benefit off of murder. They benefit off of hatred. Hatred fuels evil.
And also it's fast, quick loyalty.
Right.
Because if you get a whole group of people to believe that whatever you're in the right and they're in other people or whoever they say is wrong is in the wrong, you're like, oh, good and bad, good and evil. You make up this false perception that isn't really accurate. And when you have a hero and they're defeating villains, then that just elevates your faith in that person, whether it's right or wrong. And then you can sell them on anything, really.
Yeah.
I was trying to find that video of oh wait, maybe I put it in my stories on Instagram. Thing is, some of these clips that come out, I try and save them, and I'm not trying to do any plagiarism. I'm against plagiarism, but I just feel like for awareness and education, it's important to see stuff. But a lot of the stuff I've shared is evidence of what's going on, and it gets taken down by Meta fast sometimes. It's only up for 30 minutes. So a lot of stuff, like I want to show you that they attacked on the Iron Dome to weaken it. It's gone now. I was looking for it after I just met it, and I saw it around the time we were DMing about this about going live today. It's already down. It's like, damn, I need to save it faster.
It's already down.
Yeah, it got taken down by Meta.
Whoa.
It's down a lot. Like, I want to say like 12 of my posts have been taken down. I've been trying to go live on Instagram too, but I'm still in the naughty bin for that, for showing stuff or whatever.
Oh.
But I got this one still up somewhere. I even reshared it. This is a clip from someone else's podcast asking and pointing out a very, very good double standard thing. I'll play it right now.
Brianna, there is no place for Jewish people. And I would just ask that you open your heart.
Yeah.
But let me just finish.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were
ask
finished.
you to open
Please.
your heart to what it's like to not look like someone who maybe needs some help. But let me tell you, speaking for millions of Jewish people around the world right now, I think it's really offensive that progressives have totally forgotten history and what the misery of being Jewish has been for generations and generations and generations for reasons that I do not really understand, but is real. So please, don't let that progressive love stop at my door. Well, okay.
I'll help you understand. For one, Representative Phillips, strikes me as a little ironic that you're going to say to me in my face as a Black American who doesn't have the option of someone that the United Nations and the international community having intervened on my behalf to create an entire country for my people who have zero options of some place to flee, who have been living on this podcast about how disgusted I was to discover that Otto Frank and Frank's father application was turned away and how close they came to be able to immigrate to America. I'm disgusted by it. But the question is, why should the actions of an anti-Semitic America and an anti-Semitic Europe be paid for by the people of Palestine who had absolutely nothing to do with the horrors of Holocaust?
Wow. Those are the kind of dead ends I hit with people who do ask me such things, and I bring up a very, very good point. I love how she eloquently put that there. Shout out to her.
Yes.
And then he's stumped because deep down he knows the truth.
Well,
that little block he had right there, I feel that's the problem with every single individual who's purposely looking away from this crisis going on right now that we're paying for and holding them back from doing something. Because if I want to say if even 70 or 80% of Americans accept the truth of what's going on and step up to do something and voice up about it, I think Palestine would be free in a couple of days.
Yeah. Well, that pause there, that's the authenticity about to shine through. That dreaded authenticity. We don't we don't want to get too close to that. And I think there was a disillusioning about to happen, and then pretty sure that guy went right back to his talking points. So, but
yeah,
either way, I feel like moments like that where they're forced to confront and actually think about it, besides just repeating what they've been told. That's why it's important to speak out. That's why it's important to use your voice. That's why it's important to free speech is important, because eventually I don't believe anyone is beyond convincing. I just believe that it has to be driven home. What's going on, it has to be driven home. And I feel you can't ignore it forever, because it's going to get so much worse before it gets better.
Yeah, because if you don't do anything, this is World War III around the corner.
Yes, exactly.
It's like how Jill Stein tweeted recently.
Especially with Iran now about to retaliate. You can't ignore it. You can't ignore it. You can't turn.
They killed the political representative to help any kind of peace between forced long-term ceasefire, anything. Why would you kill someone like that? Unless you're planning to kill every single Palestinian and anyone who supports Palestine who's Palestinian.
Yeah.
Is this so? Oh, yeah, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, so another thing I was thinking about is since this forced state of Isn'tReal has been in the works for a long time, early 1900s. That's what is it, 1918? It's in one of my videos, but so we're it was somewhere around there, where they had the meeting in Chicago, one of the first Zionist meetings to talk about establishing a state in Palestine for Israelis.
1918. That's the end of World War I, right? So probably around there.
Yeah, it's in my whole. I'm gonna be reading this to go over a bunch of stuff. Actually, I might find it right now. But the thing is, this big plan to create this society and government and country has been in the works for a while. And 76 years, it's been established. So what I'm getting at, if it's like 100-year plan from a Zionist group that's 151 years old, I'm wondering if they're doing all this propaganda, doing all this blatant murdering because there's a longer plan ahead that they see that we don't see, that they're so committed to. Because if they succeed, my question is, do they think that it's so fail safe that once they get that world domination type of goal established, no one's going to question them? So they don't care what's going on right now. Because if that's the case, I could see why they don't care about the truth coming out, because something worse is coming along.
It's a means to an end for these people.
Ugh.
That's how evil works. Everything is a means to an end.
The ends do not justify the means, man. Oh yeah, 1918 in August, President Woodrow Wilson writes to the U.S. Zionist leader Rabbi Stephen S. Wise, expressing support for the Zionist movement. All right, that's why 1918 is in my head. Okay. That's where that big meeting was. And that was when Hitler was alive, like you said.
Yeah. The end of World War I, I believe, 1918. 1914 to 1918, I want to say.
In 1942, the Zionists shift their organizing focus to the United States and issue the Biltmore Program in New York City, calling for the formation of a Jewish state in Palestine. 1942. Okay. So those are those dates.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. What you eating?
That was a lot hotter than I expected it.
Oh, what you eating?
I was eating a sausage, like a piece of a sausage, but that was, it was
nice.
a lot hotter than I expected it to be. But
so here's oh, go on. What about Netanyahu?
It's deep rooted, like, even back then America was so supportive. It's just it's a lot of it is just like they know that no matter what, they're gonna have these governments that also benefit off of this, backing them, supporting them, and silencing any voices against them. They know that as long as they have that, they're going to continue to do this. They're going to continue to commit all these atrocities. Unfortunately, they're going to continue to commit all these atrocities. And I don't have much faith in the United States government, because we know who they're owned by. We know who they serve. We know who their masters are.
And we've seen when they who they attack. They attack our own people, our own students.
Oh yeah. Oh.
And who they protect. And
so the U.S. government is best at.
Kills a cop and then gets a first flight ticket to go to Isn'tReal and avoids killing a cop. You'd imagine the likes of you or me killing a cop, we would not get that kind of service.
Right.
Like, oh, it was an accident, take a vacation somewhere for a long time. It's like, no, we are probably in jail for life, man.
And the crazy thing about it to me is that, like, it's almost like they know it's wrong, but it's like just getting them to admit that it's wrong is like no matter what, they will not relent on that. Like I said at the beginning, it's like a global gaslighting. Like, I almost want to say it's humorous, but at this point, it's just really sad. It's just really like, how much of your soul do you have that is compromised by the devil, that you have no empathy for the disenfranchised, for the people going through this? I just saw a video of a Palestinian nurse breaking down in tears because, she was watching them, wheel these bodies out. And among those bodies was her brother. And she's just, it's like, can you even imagine? Nobody can even imagine like what the emotions, it's like your heart shattering in that second. I mean, you love your brother so much, and then next thing you know, he's being carried away in a gurney. For what? And you're telling me you have zero empathy for that? You can't even put yourself in those shoes. You can't see yourself on the other end. Why? In what name? In the name of Zionism, in the name of the Holy Land, and in the name of what is so important that Israel needs to be coddled and protected and enabled to this degree? Because I can think of another world leader from last century, around the time Israel came about. I remember he would go and get applauded, and his ideals would be uplifted and boosted. Geez, I wonder what his name was. It's slipping my mind. Oh my goodness, it's escaping me. It's escaping me. I forgot the guy, but I'm sure most of you know who I'm talking about. Well, it's very similar to that. Very similar to that. Unfortunately, that kind of nuance escapes most people. They can't see the parallels. They can't see they're becoming the very thing they've hated for so long. They can't even recognize, because the word gets thrown around a lot, when you disagree with someone online, they call you that word Nazi, bigot, racist, especially the first one, Nazi. That gets thrown around a bunch.
Why does it get thrown? Sorry, I got it. Crazy Kovatek.
It's okay. It's all right, brother.
Woo! My voice is all weird. So why is the term Nazi thrown around or used? Let's break it down. Is it
to
for
silence
controlling?
Yes.
The extremist actions of someone and prejudice in one, right?
Yes.
So it's known that's the definition. So when it's used to people who actually do that, then that's when people say it's wrong.
Right. Right. Exactly.
To me, that's a red flag.
Not like the word Nazi it's like it's supposed to be like a term that shuts the other person down, when they use it in an argument. It's supposed to silence the person. Yeah. It's like, oh, well, you believe this and that. You're a Nazi. But then we actually see that ideology in action. We see it in action, and we see it in modern day on the world stage for everyone to see. And a lot of people aren't getting the parallels. They're not getting the message. They're just like, well, you're anti-Semitic. Well, that's not actually what's going on. Oh, actually, they're defending themselves. Oh, well, actually, it's a genocide. So maybe we should recognize, because the last time there was a genocide, it went pretty horrible. For a lot of people. A lot of innocent people were hurt. A lot of innocent people died. And now we're seeing a replay of that. And it's funny to me that when it first happened back then, it took a while for people to recognize what was actually happening. It took a while for people to realize what was going on.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't know until after World War II.
Yes, exactly. A lot of people didn't even know until after. So what's going on today?
And the justification of the people back then too. Now, There are people saying that the whole Holocaust was a hoax, just for this victim card. What do you think of that? Is that like
I
far fetched, or is that another dehumanizing tactic towards actual
I
people?
I don't believe it was a hoax. I don't believe it
I
was a
don't believe
hoax.
it was a hoax either.
I believe that a very horrible thing happened, and there were similar things today to justify it. You know, like the labels of a certain group of people, all these labels, all all the religious reasons as well, and social, political reasons, economic reasons, and I believe that there's just so much in common from them last century to this century now. It's almost hard for me to believe that people don't recognize it, because they invoke this so much every time. You know how many times people get called Hitler? Like, I had to sit through 4 years of literally everyone calling Donald Trump Hitler, saying he is literally Hitler. And then I see someone out there who is literally Hitler, and no one's holding him accountable.
Right?
It's like, what?
Oh,
Okay. Great. It's good that you guys actually know what you're talking about. It's good to know that you guys, all this stuff about literally Hitler. I've had to hear it over
actually,
and over.
to be fair to Donald Trump, I don't see him as a Hitler. I just see him as a greedy asshole.
I don't see him as a Hitler. I see him as a puppet.
Oh, definitely a puppet. Well, he's first off, he's a businessman, and also to save his reputation from all those sexual assault charges in the 90s that still pop up every now and then, he became a reality TV star, reality show star, right? And because The Apprentice was very successful, he remade his name there, became a household name there. And then, he became career politician. Now, career politicians, which I learned from Jessica Q, who I interviewed here not too long ago. Awesome person. Check her out. She was explaining to me the difference with career politicians and people who get into politics to try and make a difference and do good, Career politicians focus primarily, from my understanding, is that they focus on winning. Like speech and debate class, their goal is to win and then get into a position that pays them more to win positions, win arguments, win narratives. So when you think about winning, is winning really doing the right thing, or is it just taking a side and making sure your side wins all the time, no matter what they do, good or bad? And you get paid for that. So I'm bringing that up because I'm thinking, all right, in this positions of power, since Donald Trump has been a career politician, I think his numbers were he got $1,100,000 from one Israeli lobby, AIPAC. I don't even know how much he got from Kufi and others, but Biden has made around $11 million just from the lobby. And I'm wondering if all these politicians, Trump, whatever, your favorites, people, red and blue, are really wanting that presidential spot for the bonuses that come along with it, because that's a lot of money. I mean, some of these guys who go gung-ho for Isn'tReal and killing people have made like just maybe $200,000 from the that's the lowest I've seen, and I've seen what they said, and it's still malicious and dehumanizing as hell. So career politicians, I feel I could see or get a sense of more now compared to the people who really want to get in politics to make a difference, because to them, if that's the case, just to get in a position to keep winning and saying all this stuff, like Mr. Patel, who's one of the mouths of Sauron for the American government, He's I feel like he and even Ben Shapiro are hired to use their extremely impressive intellect to sell lies and avoid truths. Because then people like that could use their brilliance, not for good, but to help their side win and have a narrative win. And it's a very powerful weapon. And it takes a lot of intelligence to sell a lie as a truth, I think. And that's disgusting.
Well, that's what these politicians are great at, you know. I remember reading about how back in 2000, Trump was campaigning for universal health care. He's obviously not doing that now, but I think that's hilarious. I'm like, whoa, hold on a second. Universal health care, that's okay. I didn't know that was something Trump was into. I didn't know, but apparently back in 2000, he was advocating for universal health care. And I think it's great. I believe in universal health care. I'm fine.
No, I'm good with it.
I believe I believe all healthcare should be free. And I believe everyone should have access to it. And
people need help, bro. Because
yes.
Why you? Oh no! Oh, your insurance doesn't line up. Oh, it does, but it's a hospital in the other county. So, when you do die, can you do it? You know, not in the lobby. Can you do it out by the trash? Make it convenient. Good luck. Sorry.
It's like I mean, it's funny how that's an actual scenario, though.
No, I think I saw footage of a poor woman. I don't know if it was Detroit, somewhere like that. She literally died in front of the people who have all the resources to help her, and they didn't because something happened with her coverage. She didn't have any or something.
You could just see that these politicians are like chameleons. They're like they're able to change and shift their, you know, shift their shapes so easily. It's like, can you even? I don't know how people can believe what they believe in when you don't even know if they believe what they believe in, because it can just change at a drop. And I've never seen, like, I feel like, do you believe that because you believe that, or do you believe that because you're a part of a certain party or you're advocating for certain foreign interest? It's hard for me to take politicians seriously. It's really hard. It is seriously and believe what they're saying, especially when so much of it is contradictory, and also like, is that really your opinion? Is that really your view? Is that really your policy? Half of them don't even have policies. Half of them just go with what the rest of their party says.
Yeah, pretty much, huh? Like their whole one team.
Yes,
they're just trying to hop over the other to get
very
to
strange, very 1984-ish.
Yeah, very. Let me play a clip I snagged off Instagram. I forgot to label these, so I don't know what this one is even. Yeah, so that reminded me, the settler situation. Isn't that guilty enough to prove that this whole system is horrible?
I love how that woman is just so casually explaining discrimination, and like,
right, like, ooh,
even trying to justify it, like, huh? It's like, are we living in the real world right now?
You mean that was like real? So, because of the past or what we think happened here and there, you know, we can. Everyone has a price to pay, and then we're collecting it. You know, that's right. It was weird it sounded like her tone was, she either wasn't sure of what she believed in, but she was hopeful what she's saying was right. Yes. Or she wasn't sure if someone else is buying her BS and she wants them to.
Conditioned.
It's very weird.
Conditioned. It's all conditioning.
Yeah. Weesh. And then you have people who have like a strong American accent. They're like, hey, we're back in our ancestral lands and all this stuff. It's like, dang, what? What?
Yeah, I just Americans very short-sighted. Very short-sighted. Especially when it comes to topics like these. They're very short-sighted.
You think
I'm
that's
just
a life of comfort and
yeah.
to not care?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, like come on. Like America, I mean, it's there's so much they're so used to I just can't believe that they can't like show empathy. I can't believe that they can't just put themselves, put the shoe on the other foot. It's so insane to me. Like when I see someone that's like struggling, I always think like, geez, if that was me, I don't even know. Like America's so much about inclusion and it's so much about moral grandstanding, but that's all it is. It's appearing to be morally superior, but not actually doing anything. I don't get it. I don't get it.
It sounds like, we just attack people and justify it during, before, after, or even at all. Like when Ukraine was being bombed, I was looking for, well, what are the reports when America bombed Somalia?
Yeah.
That was around the same time too. Nothing. Because, even the stuff going on in Congo, that's barely making it to the surface too. And that's even tied to Israel too. Because how does Israel have the highest export of diamonds that come from Africa? How is that happening? See, this is why I think another thought that our government and the other governments that are in this new world order, I feel like they have so much writing on Palestine not being free, because if Palestine gets free, that will cause a domino effect to call out all the other BS going on throughout the world, that the powers that be that are supporting this terrorist state will be affected by.
Oh yeah, because a lot of people are going to have to be held accountable.
A
lot of people that don't want to be held accountable,
so maybe
trying,
and
are trying to wash away Palestine and all the Palestinians. If they're unsuccessful, they got a lot of answering to do. A lot of it. And yeah, I think that's a major problem as well. That history is written by the winners. And the winners aren't always good guys. Exactly. They aren't always. That's the problem. And that's exactly what Israel intends to do.
Yeah, again, that whole thing with the long-term run, like I feel like if they, at this point, maybe the goal now, amongst other goals, is to get rid of all the Palestinians in Gaza, because then when you do that, you get rid of all the evidence.
Exactly.
And then rewrite it as they're doing.
Exactly. Like you can write the story whichever way you want if you have no dissenting voices. If you don't have a single Palestinian there to tell the world what actually happened, well, then you've just written your own version of history.
And I think that's where they're not going to win. They, as this new world order in power, this super crazy cult where it thrives on killing and slaughtering innocent people, especially children. I cannot condone that, man. But I think the cat's out of the bag, and they're violently, desperately backpedaling. You know.
Yes.
So much to the point that, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a plan to assassinate Trump, and the last minute they're like, "Oh, change our minds. We can't do it. Shoot aside." What? And you know that they're planning all these things. And like, well, we'll market it. We'll do this because they're course correcting to stay in power and to control the narrative at the same time. Now the cat's out of the bag because, like you said, the powerful thing we could do is voice up and not be quiet, because all of us know exactly what happened. All the evidence is out. Whatever Netanyahu wants to lie about and then change his lies, like lie 2.0 or 3.0, whatever, that don't even sync up when you play them back to back. I was going somewhere with that. Pretty much, you can't backpedal when so much is out in the open and people know about. There's enough people who know what's going on and enough people who are being vocal about it, and I'm damn well going to be one of them. I'm going to say what's up. So the truth is out there, so they're going to have to think of another game plan if they want to rewrite history and do this world domination thing. And maybe that's something they're not prepared for. Maybe they did think that they would win. Maybe they did think they would wipe out Gaza before 2024 started. Maybe they assumed that not enough people worldwide by the billions would care about Palestinians, but we do. Initially, people are good. You can't institute hate that much on a global scale. Maybe that's the goal of what they want to do later on. But
absolutely, yeah. Hate, right? Hate, evil. It's all under the same umbrella there. If they can funnel hate, they can justify that evil. And I know just in America alone, we were told for 4 years. I mean, for the last 4 years, we watched as our president, the leader of the free world, slowly deteriorated mentally, in his speeches. And we were told for years that nothing was wrong. He passed all these tests and, he's cognizant and everything's fine. He's in the best shape he's ever been in. And then all of a sudden, 3 weeks ago, it's bad enough that he has to drop out of a presidential election. And then on top of that, they're not even going to hold an actual primary. They hand-picked. All this talk about democracy. Right. All this talk about democracy. We have to save democracy. Also, we hand-picked the next nominee. We handpicked the nominee that you guys have
again, that desperation. Something's going on, man.
What? Doesn't democracy mean that you should hold a fair and open panel for people to vote? And so we can pick who we want to see in a position of power. Oh no, save democracy. All right, here's this hand. We handpicked them. So we handpicked her. So here you go. Here she is. Get behind her. Blue no matter who. So that's democracy. Democracy is now we'll handpick the candidates and you will vote for that candidate because you are loyal to our party. Save democracy. Defeat evil. Blah, 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 blah. Wow. Was 1984 a science fiction or was it a goddamn documentary? Jesus Christ.
Man.
Oh, my
God. Man. Ay. Oh.
It's all theater, exactly. It's all theater.
Mm-hmm.
All theater. It's all just... Whew, it is. I mean, even the setups are like a theater. I mean, that's all I could think of when I saw them standing and clapping for that war criminal, that genocidal maniac. All I could think of was, wait a minute, this kind of seems like, like in those shows, like, if you ever, most people probably haven't, but if you ever been to like a sitcom, filming of a sitcom, you have a guy there holding up a sign that says clap, laugh, cheer. That's what it felt like.
They have a cue.
Like, oh my goodness, this is not real life. This is a simulation or something's going on.
They even had some people already. Like,
yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it's like they were just
Oh.
wow. I mean, okay. Yes, embarrassing is the word I've been looking for. It was embarrassing,
Painfully embarrassing, man.
Like just outright. It's like, why are you guys like? Whoa! Hold on a second. Why this guy? Why genocidal Benji? Why? Why is he on a pedestal? What is going on here? What is this about? Like, you think that Christ himself made his return that day?
Yeah, dude, it was wild.
Wow.
What's with his obsession with 40, you know? It was always 40 beheaded babies that lie, and then 40,000 aid trucks got into Gaza.
You know, look into that because
that was like
numbers.
2,000. Only 2,000 made it because there would have been a lot more, but they were a lot of them were stopped and raided by settlers, you know?
You look into that because numbers are a powerful tool.
Yeah. Someone posted it and I shared it. I want to find it because then it's like a quick little PowerPoint I don't have to make.
With the elite numbers, the elite loves using numbers. They love those numbers. Yeah, gematria. They love those numbers. That's why whenever you see the same number repeated over and over, you got to look into it. You got to look into it.
What 40 means because he said 40 a lot. 40,000. 40.
Yes, 40. Yes. Always they love 40. Their numbers.
I want to look up the stuff for his lies. I had a collection of that somewhere.
Here's what
by the way, everyone feel free to check me and Hitomi here out on Instagram. I share a lot of stuff that I feel is I usually share my own personal stuff and geeky things, but it's been flooded with what's going on in Palestine because I think it's very, very, very important. Here we go. Integrity's got it back. He said 13, 19, 91, 33, 47, and 74. It says 19 years after 19 hijackers on 9/11, we got COVID-19, which conveniently had 1.9 trillion relief package.
Well, thank you. Here's what I've the number 40 signifies new life.
You want me to share your screen?
No, it's okay. I'll just read it off.
Okay, gotcha.
The number 40 signifies new life, new growth, transformation, a change from one great task to another great task. For example, the reign of the Great Flood lasted 40 days and 40 nights.
That's right.
Jesus fasted for 40 days and 40 nights.
That's right.
Lent is a period of 40 days. The life of Moses is divided into 3 40-year periods in the Bible. So, apparently it's used often in the Hebrew Bible, that number 40. So I believe that is significant.
Yeah, that conditions some programming there too.
Yes. Apparently, in Jewish, Christian, Islamic, and other Middle Eastern traditions, the number 40 is basically the equivalent to like when you say umpteenth, you know? Like that's also a term that is used to describe a large number. So it's like a general term. That's crazy.
Wow. That's what I was looking for. Wow.
Whew. Oh, there's a lot of 40 in the Hebrew Bible. The more I'm looking into this, now it makes sense why that number is getting floated around a lot.
There we go. Also, another funny thing is, I remember at some point in the speech by Milkowski, also known as Netanyahu, he was saying something that some person from a college, some scholar, was telling him that some statistics saying out of everything in the whole world, no, it was actually the whole world, and he said it was the whole world. Like he changed the story while he was telling them the story. Like it sounded like it just sounded just like more bogus stuff, and it seemed like it was pretty obvious.
July 13th. That was the day of the month. 13th. Significant number 2 for elite. So is 33. Yeah, 47 and 74. Oh yeah. Now I'm gonna look closely when they bring up those numbers. The media likes to do that too.
Yeah, they do.
They like to condition things with numbers.
They
oh
do.
Wow,
they do.
3,333. 33. Yeah. You see that a lot when you get into numbers too. Yeah.
Wow.
The elite loves their numbers. Hold on a second. I gotta get a call. I'm getting a call. Hold on.
For sure. I'm just gonna, while you do that, I want to show some things that were I want to show and tell. That's from my Instagram, that you can check it out. I don't think that there's a lot of coincidences, you know. I'm like Obi-Wan. In my experience, there's no such thing as luck. Integrity says it was also 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days before the upcoming election. Oh man, I'm just like the count. Numbers are friends. You can count on them. Do some math. Let's see. So here we go. I'm gonna share with you all some the stuff from Middle East Eye. Check them out. They're really good at covering stuff. That showcases highlights the lies Mr. Malkowski Netanyahu. Maybe that's better. Yeah. Oh my gosh, this is horrible. This is what America Congress gave standing ovations for. Critical injuries almost suffocate you, almost paralyzing you and all the organs of your body. But you stand idly by, unable to do anything. Why all that? In your opinion, what is the solution and salvation from all this? Is it playing? So, the false claims Netanyahu made in his address.
Israel has enabled more than 40,000 aid trucks to enter Gaza. That's 500,000 tons of food. And that's more than 3,000 calories for every man.
So you have them cheering this fool on. Oh, it doesn't pause. Okay. All right, I want to pause this.
It's full idiots. It's full idiots.
Who calls your own American people idiots? Clap for that. All right, here's the pause I wanted. Oh, wait, here we go. What did you say, integrity? 38 equals murder. Look for 38 all over movies and shows. Ah, man. This is all. Thank you for this information. I do need to check out all this stuff. It's no pun intended, but it's like adding up. All right, the false claims Netanyahu made in his address to Congress.
Israel has enabled more than 40.
All right, I don't want to hear him, but said Hamas was stealing the aid to Gaza. So, wow, everything is Hamas. It's like their answer to every single thing. Netanyahu rejected the ICC's accusation that Israel is blocking aid to Gaza, claiming over 40,000 aid trucks have entered. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you have seen me cover this and share footage of the many, many, many settlers stopping aid going into Gaza. And then it was paraded on even from Israeli news that this is what they're doing and to protect their country. And an Israeli woman passionate about human life was talking in an interview, explaining the situations, how she was met with altercations and how she was heartbroken and how this starvation by the settlers and the whole government is going on to the Gaza people, and it breaks her heart, and she wants to do anything she can to help. So I am against collective punishment. That is effed up beyond all rationale, and that is something that isn't even an answer. It's not an answer for anything, and the fact that it's being paraded is crazy. So it says here, because I know the share screen might be small, but it says, according to the UN, 28,018 aid trucks have entered the strip since October, and only 2,835 since May, when Israel forces seized the Rafah crossing. Hamas is stealing the aid to Gaza. This is the claim.
John Spencer is head of urban war.
Oh, there it is. John Spencer. That's the one. Well, you'll listen to that as he makes his lie. Humanitarian organizations and UN officials have repeatedly criticized Israel's restrictions on aid, with reports indicating a high risk of famine and 500,000 Palestinians facing starvation. So when you look at that truth and you look at the lie that Netanyahu said, he's saying that Hamas is stealing all the aid for going into Gaza. So therefore, the famine is again not caused. This pain that the Palestinian people are going through is not caused by Isn'tReal, which is total BS, because when you see from the social medias of the Israeli Zionists that are proud of killing all the Palestinians, they're parading this. They're cheering it. Even the soldiers, even the government people that said that they don't deserve food. Why should food go in there? So if they have a stance to starve the people from their own words and position, why would they parade? Why would this guy parade that they are helping, when clearly all of their people and him back over there saying that, they're not? So it's like when you're on American soil, you could lie, but then when you're on a home court, you could do something else. It's so crazy. And the fact that so many Americans are buying into this is pathetic. It's like, hey, welcome to being a new age Nazi guy or girl.
John Spencer is head of urban warfare studies at West Point. He studied every major urban conflict. I was going to say in modern history. He corrected me. No, in history.
Do you hear that? Listen to him again. Listen to how he changes his story in real time.
John Spencer is head of urban warfare studies at West Point. He studied every major urban conflict. I was going to say in modern history. He corrected me. No, in history.
So he's quoting him, and he said, I was going to, and then he re-quoted him saying that he corrected him. Did you catch that? This is like a blatant, malicious liar. Listen.
John Spencer is head of urban warfare studies at West Point. He studied every major urban conflict. I was going to say in modern history. He corrected me. No, in history.
So are these people in his mind, and this is, inside out imagination going on? Continue.
Israel, he said, has implemented more precautions to prevent civilian harm than any military in history and beyond what international law requires.
So Israel has taken more precautions to prevent civilian harm than any military in history. UN reports assessed 6 Israeli attacks and concluded that Israeli forces consistently failed to minimize civilian harm, with the majority of the 39,000 deaths in Gaza being civilians. That's a crazy number, ladies and gentlemen. On July 22nd, the Israeli army bombed Khan Yunis, a designated humanitarian area sheltering 400,000 Palestinians, minutes after issuing an evacuation order. So the fact that they say, hey, we're going to kill you now, is apparently compassionate and responsible too, that they argue. That's like someone going up to your face and say, hey, I'm going to kill you. You have minutes to run away. You run away and they shoot you. Compassionate, right? Ooh, good people.
And these monsters, they raped women, they beheaded men, they burned babies alive, they killed parents in front of their children, and children in front of their parents.
All right, this part cringed me the most. I know this is a while ago, 1 week ago, but he is explaining what IOF does. It's ridiculous. And also, the burned babies, it was the beheaded babies thing. Now he changed that story to this one. Netanyahu repeated disproven claims that Hamas burned babies alive and recounted a story of Hamas fighters murdering 2 babies hidden in an attic. Haaretz found many of these testimonies by Israeli personnel to be false, including an account by Golan Vach, head of the Israeli Military Search and Rescue Service. The military said he misspoke by saying babies when he meant to say children. Wow. All right. So the Hamas burned babies alive on.
So I know everybody's super.
That guy's awesome. All right. So Hamas burned babies alive on 7th of October. An Israeli soldier also said in an interview that babies and children were hung on a clothesline in a row. The military denied this, saying that he was a reservist who did not speak in an official capacity. There is no evidence supporting Netanyahu's assertions of children being found dead in the same location that matched the description provided by Netanyahu, according to Haaretz.
So I know everybody's super pissed off, and people have been voicing their opinions about your boy, Benjamin Suck a Dick.
Listen to this guy. This guy's awesome. I've been trying to bring him on the show. He's down. You just can't figure out the time.
And people have been voicing their opinions about your boy, Benjamin Suck a Dick, who coming here to America to speak to Congress and the American people. Well, if you want to be pissed off, you should be pissed off at yourselves, because 330 million Americans allowed it to happen. You allowed this no good, worthless psychopath to land here on the continental U.S. You allowed your politicians to allow this guy to be here and not get thrown down on the stage on national TV and slapped in leg irons and drug off the fucking jail. You allow your government and your politicians to send this jack off fucking weapons to murder children. You allow your government to send him your hard-earned tax dollars to build up their country and to murder people and start wars. You allow that. The American people allow that. The American people allow this fucking psychosis. Now, out in the open, the American politicians are condemning the settler colonialism that's going on in Israel. But behind closed doors, they need it to happen. They need people to move to Israel. They need Israel to get bigger and bigger. Because if the Arab people take over Israel, then this whole landlocked aircraft carrier base that America needs to start shit is over. That's why.
Welcome back, bro. I was just sharing some stuff.
I was watching.
I just saw you got back. So yeah, it's a lot to unpack, and I gotta do more of these, man. I just hope enough people are listening, looking up all this information. Like, there's a lot of great people who I recommend to follow, like Owen Jones, Mohams. I shared one of his stuff recently too. He said some really great stuff, and these people have been fighting for Palestine for a long time. If you don't mind, I want to share a little bit more. Is that cool?
Yes. Sure.
Right.
Show.
Well, you're a part of it too. So let me know when we gotta call it too. So here we go. Some of the stuff I share, you can check it out.
Hi everyone. So I'm out here on vacation with my family, and I really needed to take a break to make this video for you all, given everything that has been happening. So here I am sitting outside on our balcony to make this happen, because my wife will kill me if I wake up the kids. But yeah, I think we all deserve what I'm about to run through with you. So please listen carefully with blissful, open ears. Israel is crumbling. There is major infighting within the IOF. There is major infighting within the Israeli police force. There is major infighting between the IOF and Israeli police force. There is major infighting within the Israeli government. There is major infighting between the Israeli government and the Israeli police force. There is major infighting amongst Israeli citizens. There is major infighting between Israeli citizens and the IOF police force and government, with destructive riots happening every single day. So far, the Israeli Knesset has admitted to genocide, ethnic cleansing, and land theft, and most recently admitted to using rape, specifically rape via sodomy with blunt instruments, as one of many forms of torture of Palestinian hostages they detain illegally, hostages that include women and children, while praising the IOF soldiers who did the raping as heroes. This all has been admitted in broad daylight and on live TV. And now the world's highest international court has officially called Israel an apartheid state that illegally steals land, setting the precedent that every country must halt any aid, whether monetarily or militarily, to Israel in order to end the occupation. Then on the war front, Hamas is dismantling the IOF in flip-flops. Hezbollah is dismantling the IOF without even flexing a muscle. The Houthis are dismantling the IOF and Israeli economy while making music videos. And Israel is slowly but surely running out of weapons. Israel's economy is in a full-on freefall, with well over 40,000 Israeli companies shutting down since October 7th, and a predicted 60,000 plus shutting down by the end of this year. BDS is actually working across the entire globe, with companies like Starbucks and McDonald's reporting significant and crippling losses as a result of the global boycotts. Companies are now embarrassed to be affiliated with Israel and are beginning to cut ties with the terrorist state. And new companies are now not even giving Israel a single thought as they try to expand their businesses. Which gets me to the last but certainly not least point, and that is that Israel is now the most hated pariah in the entire world, to the point where some Western countries, whom have become pariahs themselves due to their puppet loyalty to this terrorist state, are now even distancing themselves from Israel and actually planning to abide by the ICC and ICJ rulings. And their pariahhood is now on full display while they get publicly shamed and supremely booed on practically every single international stage in existence, from the Olympics to Eurovision. The whole world is finally witnessing their evil psychopathy, and there is no coming back from it. So I'm here to say, Israel, your days are numbered. With all the horrific news we receive by the minute every damn day, I felt that we needed to hear everything I just mentioned in one place. It was euphoric for me to say all of this out loud, and I'm hoping it's just as euphoric for you all to hear it. I'm sure I missed a few other things, but my main point is we are officially on a real and promising path to freedom and the total dismantling of this pariah terrorist state. And I will be here watching and smiling for every single second of it. Peace and love, and back to this vacation I go.
Hey, so that was 2 days ago, and recently they released those soldiers from their whatever they were doing to make it okay to rape people in times of war.
Not gonna lie, it feels so good to hear, especially about the companies distant themselves from Israel.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, that's stuff that doesn't get advertised here. We
Yeah.
really, people who have their ears to the ground, follow them. Mohams, all these people. That guy Christensen, he's fantastic. He's got, hey, it's your favorite guy, and he's got this curly hair.
Mhm.
That kid is awesome. Check them out, and every time that highlights stuff, and there's a bunch of them too. That's a good way to lily pad, jump onto the article and information of where they got it, because all this is accessible that they're reading for us. They're just being the news anchors that we should have,
Yes, absolutely. I
And
mean,
we're
if
doing
even if even one, if even like because you said earlier that you hope people are watching. If even one person is watching, then we're doing what we need to be doing. If even one person is listening, we're doing what we need to be doing. I believe everything starts with just one voice, one dissenting voice, one voice letting you know that what is going on is wrong, and we'll stand by these people no matter what. We'll stand by these people through everything, and we can't even begin to understand their pain, but we can understand that it's wrong. We can understand that this is inhumane, And if even just one person is getting that word out there, and we're doing what we need to be doing, we just need to keep doing. We need to keep it up. Don't lose stamina now. Don't lose our voices now. We have to keep going because, just watching that, they're feeling the pressure. They're feeling the pressure. These companies, McDonald's, Starbucks, they're feeling the pressure. They are feeling the pressure, and these international forums, they're feeling the pressure. We have to keep at it. We have to keep at it. There is a path to freedom. There is a path to prosperity, and there is a path to a better tomorrow. And I just hope it's close. I hope it's close. I can't take a single second of this anymore. And
yeah, brother. It's a lot.
I know. Yeah, it is a lot. It's a lot, but again, I still have faith in humanity, and I have faith in human beings. I have faith in people. We are all children of Allah. We're all gonna find our path, and some people it just take longer to get there, I guess, than others. But we have to live every day better than yesterday, being a better person than we were yesterday, and evil is to be defeated. Evil will be defeated. Evil is not going to win. It never does win. There's divine justice for every bad deed that's out there, and I'm confident. I'm hopeful. Like I said earlier, I'm very hopeful. They want that hope to be shaken. They want that hope to be tested. They want that hope to fizzle out. For me, as long as there's a pulse, I'm going to continue to speak out against what's wrong. I'm going to continue to speak out against evil. And again, trying to silence me is just going to make me angry. So good luck with that. Good luck with that. And I'm sure a lot of people feel that same way.
Yeah, you're never going to be silenced, bro. Not on my watch.
Yeah.
I mean, God bless you, man. Stay the way you are. Keep your voice up. We'll get through this, inshallah.
Yes, absolutely.
Anything else you want to talk about? Whatever.
Geesh. We covered a lot, huh?
Yeah, we're let out a lot.
Yeah.
I do have to do more of these. I can't.
Yeah.
I had family out of town in town last week, and it was busy.
Yeah, same for me. I had family in town.
Because a lot of stuff gets me angry, and I don't want to. I don't want to do streams when I'm angry, but I have to find the strength to continue doing it. Keep talking about it. I have to.
But we channel that anger into productivity. We channel that anger into doing what we can to help. And
I don't even know if we do. I just feel like I'm stressing out. So when Integrity says good show, man, thank you, bro.
Yeah, thank you,
I hope
Integrity.
so.
Thank you for stopping by too.
Thank you. God bless you, Integrity,
Yes.
for being such a good, informed human being and American citizen, man. I love you, dog.
Some great insight.
Yeah. So, end of the day, man, killing innocent people is wrong. That's the bottom line, and that's because God said so.
Yeah.
He's but yeah, it is true. In the Quran, not to get all preachy, they mention a lot of hypocrites that we have to deal with, and to stay astray from them. And I understand now what God meant by being cautious of hypocrites, or wary, or be on guard for them, because all these double standards we're seeing from our political leaders, they're the hypocrites. And I see it now, and I understand why following greed bearing false witness of your neighbor, stealing, killing. All these things are wrong because I see what harm it does when it's all put to use. You can't build a society or help humankind by building futures off of the remains of innocent people that you just killed to obtain land, power, ideologies. It's wrong. It's horrendous. And the other horrifying thing is seeing how many people are for it and okay with it. And then the next horrible thing I see is the people who choose to be numb or choose to be ignorant to it.
Yes.
And if anyone wants to talk to me and know about, or talk to you, or just discuss this and know more what's really going on, God bless you. That's awesome. If more of you want to join protests or voicing up, amen. God will love you more for that. I'm guaranteed that. Because this is a crisis we cannot ignore, because this affects everybody. It's already affecting us. Like, a lot of people don't like all our prices being jacked up. Hey, it's being jacked up to support another country killing people and to build that country. So come on now. Life would be better if we don't invest in genocide, really. You know, so
exactly.
Hopefully the message gets out, and we'll do more of these. And I want to thank you again. Because tonight is possible because of you. I was thinking about doing it, and I was 50-50. But when you hit me up, I was like 99.9999% sure we're going to do it. So
thank you for having me. I know it's kind of spontaneous, but I'm
glad. I like it. You give me strength. And I needed this.
I'm glad we were able to do it. Seriously. As I enjoy this non-pork, by the way, non-pork sausage, by the way.
Yeah.
But
it's all good. Yeah, I've been good. You know, I haven't had, since I took Shahada, I haven't had any pork. I'm pretty much sober from alcohol in the time, because the people at the mosque, the brothers at the mosque, they told me, take your time with it, you know, because it is a lifestyle change to better yourself. It doesn't happen overnight. Islam was established in 23 years, you know, so I got time, but I'm pretty sure I'll have it down before then. But I like that every day I'm striving to be better, and I need it, because seeing people die and I can't do anything is just stressing me out so much. And without having good friends like you, spend time with my family, the family that do listen. I got some racist people in my family, and racism is a bad habit, you know. The white people in my family, the brown people in my family, I know which ones of those are racist. You know, it's disheartening, but there's a lot of support in awakening to being good human beings, and I want to stick to that. So, you know, with God, you, integrity, my friends, family who do support, you guys mean the world to me, and I'm not going to let you down. I'm going to keep doing this. Integrity says there's more people out there that agree with you guys, but they can't all speak up. There's single moms and dads out there that have to put food on the table, and they're afraid of being canceled. You're right. And you know what? Yeah. You're just saying thank you, because I was going to talk on this. So if you don't want to speak up, no. If you cannot speak up and you don't want to jeopardize what happens to you when you do, one of my buddies, he's a Palestinian American. He's here in SoCal. He's a filmmaker. He does wedding photography and video content to pay the bills. I've been trying to get him on here, but he's lost a lot of family. It's been hard. I can't even imagine what he's been going through. But being canceled, and you know, some of his business sites been taken down. It's hurt him. So I understand, but there's more ways to help. Because unlike other, like, it's not like you're in Isn'tReal where they monitor your interactions online and then throw you to jail for that. How you can help is promote, or just be aware of what's going on, and help others in some shape or form to continue doing the good word of spreading awareness, you know. That means a lot, and I know those people too. I have some friends who agree with me and they support me on the side without advertising that they are for it. Any little bit helps. I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying if you can afford and you do have the strength to step up and do something, take that chance. Even if it's in just the seclusion of voting, do that too. But I'm not, I don't like, I work with other YouTubers who are not passionate about this or do not show their passion about this because they want to keep it strictly entertainment based. You'll see me on their channels. I do not force my views on them unless asked. They promote me because they like me. They know what I stand for, but they cannot take that risk, and I'm not holding that against them. But the fact that they support me as a friend and as a human being is enough so that people can come here and see what I'm saying. So there are ways to help. Just if you can help, always take it. However big and small it is, I thank you for that. The ones I don't forgive are the ones that get in our way. The ones I don't forgive are the ones that support the narrative. The ones I don't forgive are the ones that justify and promote and support murdering and killing innocent men, women, and children. That's the red line. So if you could support another way, that's fine. Even staying out of our way is supporting. I appreciate that. So I get you, integrity. And I hope, when people hear this, like, oh, Kojay's mad at me because I'm not so as vocal as he is. No. Just so you have knowledge of what's going on is enough. And you don't get in the way of the people trying to help. And you're not spreading false narrative. That helps. Yes, I'm repeating myself, but I don't know. It's getting late. My brain is already asleep. Yeah, I'm getting there too. As I can sense, I'm starting to ramble. So I guess we'll wrap this up. But like and follow Seiji, Hitomi, Haruko. I love you, bro. I'll put links when I get around to it. But anything you want to say, I'll let you close out the show, dog.
Well, yeah, I think you pretty much drove it home there. Like, even if you can't, even if the retaliation, the fear of retaliation is too much for you, there's other ways that you can, like, again, liking something,
or donate.
Boost it in the algorithm, donating, signing petitions, even if it's not under your real name, signing petitions, following, and anything that uplifts the voices, right? Anything that uplifts the voices, anything that helps get the message out there. Like, I don't want to, I don't want to say that, you're evil if you're afraid to speak out or anything like that. I'm not gonna go that far. I understand, everyone, I understand. I have the luxury of, being able to say what I want to say and not caring, what other people think, or not caring, about any sort of retaliation. And if it comes my way, I'm the type of guy to where if that happens to me, that must means I'm doing something right. To me, that's just more motivation for me to keep going. But I understand, not everyone is me, not everyone is Kojay. It's difficult for some people out there. I understand that, but just remember that they need us, and they need us in any capacity. And when you get that call to action, what kind of person are you going to be? Are you going to be someone who is inactive, or someone who, even the tiniest thing that you can find to do, are you going to take that? And are you going to use it to help these people out? Because they are being destroyed. They are being slaughtered. And it is very, it's bad. It's bad. And I just hope that you guys can find it within yourselves. Just find a way, just find a way anyway. Any way helps. It's not an Olympic sport here, like everyone's moving at their own pace, but we all have a common goal here. We all have a common goal here, and the goal is to free Palestine. The goal is to free Gaza. The goal is to give these people a future. And whatever that takes, I'm game. And whatever that takes, I'm willing to do it. And I can't do much besides, my voice. I can't do much beside that, but I'm doing it. So whatever you can do, even if you're not in a position of power, even if you're not the head of a company, even if you're, even if you don't have, the privilege of being on a large platform, find a way and support. At the end of the day, like I said earlier, even if one person gets the message, then that contributes to the overall goal. So I want to make it clear where I stand. I stand for Palestine. This is a genocide. This is not a war. This is not a complex issue. This is what it is. What you see on the surface is exactly what it is. It's evil incarnate, and it's evil before our very eyes. And as long as I have a pulse, I'm going to speak out against it. There's nothing that they can do to me to stop me from speaking out against this. What they'll try to do is they'll remove posts, they'll restrict accounts, they'll do whatever they can to silence any dissenting voices. That's fine by me. I still got these. All right, I still got my vocal cords, baby. And I'm going to keep doing it. I still got my fingers. I'm going to keep typing. I'm going to keep shouting. The message is clear. And we're not going anywhere. And you're just going to have to deal with that. Free Palestine.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much, and thank you for tuning in. Until next time, and until Palestine is free, much love, be well, be kind, and God bless and free Palestine.
Salam alaikum, my brothers.
Salam.